Smartwatch collectors know that Seiko is not just about affordable timepieces anymore. Certain models are becoming serious investment pieces that appreciate faster than some stocks. While Swiss luxury brands grab headlines, savvy collectors are quietly accumulating specific Seiko models that are climbing in value month after month. These watches combine exceptional Japanese craftsmanship, limited availability, and growing collector demand into a perfect storm of appreciation. In this video, we are counting down 10 Seiko watches that are increasing in value right now, and if you're smart, you might want to grab them before prices climb even higher. Let's discover which Seiko timepieces deserve a place in your collection and your investment portfolio. Number 10, Seiko 5 Sports SRPD51 5KX. Starting our countdown at number 10 is the Seiko 5 Sports SRPD51, affectionately known as the 5KX by collectors who recognize its incredible value proposition. This watch represents Seiko's reimagining of their legendary SKX dive watch platform with modern updates and improvements. The case is 42.5 millimeters in diameter with a comfortable wearable size that fits most wrists perfectly. The automatic movement is the reliable 4R36 caliber with hacking seconds and hand-winding capability, features that previous Seiko 5 models lacked. The watch has 100 meters of water resistance, which is suitable for swimming and snorkeling, though not professional diving. The bezel is unidirectional with solid clicks and a satisfying action that gives confidence during use. The dial comes in multiple color options, including black, blue, and green, with the blue dial variant becoming particularly collectible. The hands and indices have generous lume application that glows brightly in darkness. The bracelet is a solid link design with a push-button deployment clasp that feels more premium than the price suggests. What makes this watch appreciate in value is the combination of SKX heritage, modern features, and discontinuation rumors that create scarcity fear. The SRPD51 is already selling for more than retail price in many markets as demand outstrips supply. Collectors love this watch because it captures the spirit of iconic Seiko dive watches while fixing the complaints people had about older models. The finishing is excellent with brushed and polished surfaces that catch light beautifully. The watch wears comfortably all day with modest thickness that slides under shirt cuffs easily. People who bought this watch at launch are already seeing appreciation of 20 to 30% in secondary markets. The investment potential is strong because Seiko 5 sports models have historically become more desirable after production ends. When you want an entry point into collectible Seiko watches, the SRPD 515 5KX offers accessible pricing with genuine appreciation potential. Number 9, Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SRPB43. Moving up to number 9, we have the Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SRPB43, a dress watch that proves elegance and value appreciation can coexist beautifully. This watch features a stunning sunburst blue dial that changes color dramatically depending on lighting conditions, creating visual interest that photographs cannot fully capture. The dial texture is achieved through a special finishing process that creates depth and dimension. The case is 40.5 millimeters in stainless steel with a slim 11.8 millimeter thickness that makes it perfect for formal occasions and business wear. The automatic movement is the 4R35 caliber with 41 hours of power reserve and reliable timekeeping performance. The watch has an exhibition caseback with sapphire crystal that lets you admire the decorated movement inside. The movement finishing includes Seiko's signature striping and perlage decoration that rivals Swiss watches costing much more. The crystal is hardlex on the front, which resists scratches better than standard mineral glass. The watch comes on a black leather strap with a tang buckle that complements the dressy aesthetic. What drives value appreciation is the Cocktail Time's reputation as the best dress watch under $500 and its frequent discontinuation of specific dial colors. The SRPB43 Blue Dial version is particularly sought after because it balances boldness with versatility. Collectors recognize this watch as an incredible value that demonstrates Seiko's ability to compete with Swiss dress watches. The finishing quality is exceptional with polished case edges and brushed surfaces creating visual contrast. The hands are polished and faceted to catch light and improve legibility. People who own this watch report receiving compliments from both watch enthusiasts and regular people who simply appreciate beautiful objects. The secondary market shows steady price increases as production has ceased and remaining inventory disappears. When you want a dress watch that looks expensive and actually becomes more valuable, the Presage Cocktail Time SRPB43 is a sophisticated choice. Number 8. Seiko Prospex Samurai SRPE93. Claiming number 8 is the Seiko Prospex Samurai SRPE93, a dive watch with aggressive styling that has developed a cult following among collectors. The nickname Samurai comes from the angular case shape that resembles Japanese sword geometry with sharp lines and bold proportions. The case is 43.8 millimeters in diameter with distinctive lugs that flow into the case in a dramatic sculptural way. The automatic movement is the 4R35 caliber, providing reliable timekeeping and 41 hours of power reserve. The watch has 200 meters of water resistance with a screw-down crown, making it suitable for actual diving use. The bezel is unidirectional with 120 clicks and aggressive grippy edges that are easy to operate with gloves. The dial is matte black, with large applied indices that have heavy lume for excellent visibility underwater and in darkness. The hands are chunky and generously lumed to maintain legibility in all conditions. The crystal is hardlex with anti-reflective coating that improves readability in bright sunlight. The watch comes on a rubber strap with a secure buckle designed for wet conditions. What makes the Samurai appreciate in value is its unique design that stands out in a sea of round dive watches. The SRPE93 Special Edition features a Save the Ocean dial with texture that mimics ocean waves. Collectors love the Samurai because it represents bold Japanese design philosophy instead of copying Swiss dive watch conventions. The finishing includes both brushed and polished surfaces that create depth and visual interest. The lug design allows the watch to wear smaller than its measurements suggest, fitting comfortably on smaller wrists. People who bought early Samurai models have seen values double or triple as the design gained appreciation. The secondary market shows strong demand, especially for limited editions and discontinued colorways. When you want a dive watch with character and investment potential, the Prospex Samurai SRPE93 offers both in an exciting package. Number 7. Seiko 5 GMT SSK005. Taking number 7 is the Seiko 5 GMT SSK005, a watch that brought GMT complications to the affordable Seiko 5 line for the first time in decades. This watch represents incredible value because GMT watches typically cost much more from other brands. The case is 42.5 millimeters in diameter with an integrated GMT hand that tracks a second time zone. The automatic movement is the 4R34 caliber, a modified version of the standard 4R36 with added GMT functionality. The watch has 100 meters of water resistance, suitable for everyday wear and swimming. The bezel is bidirectional with 24-hour markings that work with the GMT hand for time zone tracking. The dial features a sunburst finish with applied indices and a date window at 3 o'clock. The GMT hand is bright red with an arrow tip that stands out clearly against the dial. The hands and indices have generous lume application for nighttime legibility. The bracelet is solid link construction with a fold-over clasp and push-button release. What drives appreciation is the scarcity of affordable GMT watches and the Seiko 5 GMT's cancellation of certain colorways. The SSK005 features a black and gray color scheme that appeals to collectors wanting versatile everyday wear. Collectors recognize this watch as filling a gap in the market that no other brand addresses at this price point. The finishing quality exceeds expectations with polished case sides and brushed surfaces on the case top and bracelet. The bezel action is smooth with positive detents every 15 degrees. People who travel frequently love this watch for tracking home time while abroad without needing a second watch. The secondary market shows steady price increases as word spreads about the value proposition. The investment potential is strong because GMT complications typically command premium pricing. When you want GMT functionality with Seiko reliability and appreciation potential, the Seiko 5 GMT SSK005 is a smart acquisition. Number 6. Seiko Prospex Turtle SRPD63. At number 6, we have the Seiko Prospex Turtle SRPD63, a dive watch that combines retro styling with modern performance. The turtle nickname comes from the cushion-shaped case that bulges slightly like a turtle shell. The case is 45 millimeters in diameter, but wears smaller due to the curved lugs that hug the wrist. The automatic movement is the reliable 4R36 caliber with hacking, hand winding, and 41 hours of power reserve. The watch has 200 meters of water resistance with a screw-down crown, making it suitable for serious diving. The bezel is unidirectional with 120 clicks and excellent grip for operation with diving gloves. The dial features the classic Seiko dive watch layout with bold hands and markers covered in bright lume. The crystal is hardlex with good scratch resistance for daily wear. The watch comes on a rubber strap with a signed buckle that is comfortable and secure. What makes the turtle appreciate is its direct lineage to vintage Seiko dive watches from the 1970s that command high prices. The SRPD63 features a black and gold color scheme that references vintage models while remaining modern. Collectors love the turtle because it offers vintage aesthetics without the reliability issues and high prices of actual vintage watches. The finishing includes brushed surfaces on the case with polished beveled edges on the lugs. The crown is positioned at 4 o'clock, which improves comfort by preventing wrist contact. People who own multiple Seiko dive watches consistently rank the turtle among their favorites for the unique case shape. The secondary market shows strong appreciation, especially for limited editions and discontinued models. The investment logic is simple. As vintage Seiko divers become unaffordable, collectors turn to modern turtles as accessible alternatives. When you want a piece of Seiko diving history with growth potential, the Prospex Turtle SRPD63 delivers authentic tool watch character. Number 5. Seiko Alpinist SPB121. Halfway through our countdown at number 5 is the Seiko Alpinist SPB121, a field watch that has achieved legendary status among collectors worldwide. This watch represents the modern evolution of Seiko's iconic Alpinist line that dates back decades. The case is 39.5 millimeters in diameter, which is perfectly sized for vintage-inspired watches and smaller wrists. The automatic movement is the excellent 6R35 caliber with 70 hours of power reserve, meaning the watch runs for nearly 3 days without wearing. The watch has 200 meters of water resistance, despite being designed as a mountain watch rather than a dive watch. The internal rotating compass bezel is controlled by a crown at 4 o'clock and helps with basic navigation. The dial is a stunning green sunburst that changes from dark forest to bright emerald depending on lighting. The cathedral hands are polished and filled with lume for excellent legibility. The indices are applied and polished, catching light beautifully. The watch comes on a leather strap but also includes a stainless steel bracelet in the box. What drives appreciation is the Alpinist's cult following and the green dial's status as one of the most desirable colors in watchmaking. The SPB121 improved on the original Alpinist design with modern sizing and the superior 6R35 movement. Collectors consider this watch essential for any serious Seiko collection because it represents Japanese mountain culture and craftsmanship. The finishing is exceptional with a combination of brushed and polished surfaces that create depth. The caseback is solid with the Alpinist mountain logo, adding to the heritage feel. People who bought this watch at release have seen values climb steadily as production remains limited. The secondary market shows consistent demand with prices trending upward. When you want a watch with genuine heritage and strong appreciation trajectory, the Seiko Alpinist SPB121 is an investment in Japanese watchmaking history. Number 4. Seiko Presage. Sharp-edged SRPF03. Breaking into the top 4 is the Seiko Presage Sharp-edged SRPF03, a dress watch that showcases Seiko's design evolution beyond traditional round cases. This watch features the distinctive sharp-edged case design that uses angular geometry and mirror-polished surfaces. The case is 40.9 millimeters with a surprisingly thin profile that slides easily under dress shirt cuffs. The automatic movement is the 6R35 caliber with 70 hours of power reserve and superior accuracy compared to older Seiko movements. The watch has 100 meters of water resistance, unusual for dress watches, making it versatile for everyday wear. The dial is a stunning ice blue with vertical lines that create a waterfall effect in changing light. The hands are multifaceted and polished to catch light from every angle. The indices are applied and diamond polished with perfect alignment. The crystal is sapphire on both front and back, with the exhibition caseback showing the beautifully finished movement. The movement decoration includes Seiko's signature striping and polished components that rival luxury Swiss brands. What drives appreciation is the sharp-edged series representing a new design direction that collectors recognize as significant. The SRPF03 Ice Blue dial is particularly collectible because the color is striking without being loud. Collectors appreciate how this watch bridges the gap between Grand Seiko aesthetics and Presage pricing. The case finishing is extraordinary with Zaratsu-inspired polishing that creates distortion-free mirror surfaces. The watch comes on a crocodile pattern leather strap with deployment clasp. People who see this watch in person are consistently shocked by the quality and finishing at this price point. The secondary market shows steady appreciation as collectors discover the sharp-edged series. The investment potential is strong because this represents Seiko's future design language. When you want a dress watch that appreciates while you wear it, the Presage Sharp-Edged SRPF03 combines beauty and value growth. Number 3. Seiko Marinemaster 300 SBDX07. Claiming the bronze medal at number 3 is the Seiko Marinemaster 300 SPDX017, a professional dive watch that competes with Swiss luxury brands. This watch represents the pinnacle of Seiko's dive watch engineering before the brand reorganization. The case is 44 mm in titanium with a distinctive monocoque construction that maximizes water resistance. The automatic movement is the legendary 8L35 caliber, which is essentially Grand Seiko quality in a tool watch. The watch has 300 meters of water resistance with multiple gaskets and seals for professional diving. The bezel is unidirectional with ceramic insert that resists scratches and fading from sun exposure. The dial is matte black with massive applied indices and hands filled with bright lume. The hands are designed for maximum visibility with high contrast against the dial. The crystal is sapphire with anti-reflective coating on the inside for improved clarity. The bracelet is solid titanium with DiaShield coating that resists scratches far better than regular titanium. What makes this watch appreciate dramatically is its discontinuation and status as the last true Marinemaster before rebranding. The SPDX007 is the black dial variant that appeals to collectors wanting classic dive watch aesthetics. Collectors recognize this watch as representing peak Seiko before the brand split into multiple tiers. The finishing quality is exceptional, with polished and brushed surfaces creating visual interest. The movement is COSC-level accurate, though not officially certified. People who own this watch report it keeping time within seconds per day consistently. The secondary market shows aggressive appreciation with prices climbing 50% or more above original retail. The investment logic is clear. This is a discontinued professional Seiko that cannot be replaced. When you want a Seiko dive watch that appreciates like a vintage Rolex, the Marinemaster 300 SPDX017 is already proving its investment credentials. Number 2. Grand Seiko SLGA09 Snowflake. Taking the silver medal at number 2 is the Grand Seiko SLGA009 Snowflake, a watch that represents Japanese haute horlogerie at its finest. This watch is part of the Grand Seiko line, which operates at the same quality level as top Swiss luxury brands. The case is 40 mm in high-intensity titanium that is 40% lighter than steel and harder than regular titanium. The movement is the revolutionary spring drive 9RA2 caliber that combines mechanical watchmaking with quartz accuracy. Spring drive is unique to Seiko, using a mainspring for power but electronic regulation for incredible accuracy of 1 second per day. The watch has 100 meters of water resistance suitable for daily wear without worry. The dial is the famous textured white that mimics snow on Mount Iwat near the Grand Seiko studio. The texture is created through a special stamping process that produces incredible depth and light play. The hands and indices are polished to a mirror finish that contrasts beautifully with the matte dial texture. The crystal is sapphire with anti-reflective coating that creates clarity like looking through air. The case finishing uses Zaratsu polishing, a technique that creates distortion-free mirror surfaces that rival the best Swiss brands. What drives appreciation is Grand Seiko's growing recognition in Western markets as a legitimate Rolex alternative. The Snowflake is one of the most iconic Grand Seiko models and serves as an entry point to the brand. Collectors recognize this watch as representing Japanese aesthetics and technical innovation at the highest level. The spring drive movement is mesmerizing to watch with its perfectly smooth, sweeping seconds hand. People who own this watch report it becoming their favorite because of the combination of beauty and technical excellence. The secondary market shows consistent appreciation as Grand Seiko awareness grows globally. The investment potential is enormous because Grand Seiko is still undervalued compared to Swiss equivalents. When you want a watch that appreciates while wearing like a dream, the Grand Seiko Snowflake SLGA009 is a masterpiece investment. Number 1. King Seiko SPB287. Finally, claiming the crown at number 1 is the King Seiko SPB287, a watch that represents the rebirth of a legendary Japanese brand and serious investment potential. King Seiko was Seiko's premium line in the 1960s that competed with Grand Seiko for ultimate quality. The SPB287 revives the King Seiko name with a design faithful to vintage models while using modern materials and movements. The case is 38.1 mm with incredibly thin profile that wears beautifully on any wrist size. The automatic movement is the 6R35 caliber with 70 hours of power reserve and excellent accuracy. The watch has 100 meters of water resistance for everyday durability. The dial is a stunning champagne gold with sunburst finish that glows in changing light conditions. The hands are multifaceted and polished with shapes inspired by vintage King Seiko models. The indices are applied and perfectly aligned with exceptional attention to detail. The case finishing is extraordinary, with Shiratsu-inspired polishing creating mirror surfaces throughout. The crystal is sapphire box style that mimics vintage watch aesthetics while providing modern scratch resistance. The exhibition caseback shows the beautifully decorated movement with special King Seiko rotor. What makes this watch appreciate fastest is the combination of limited production, King Seiko heritage, and collector recognition of its significance. The SPB287 is already selling above retail and secondary markets with waitlists at authorized dealers. Collectors understand this watch represents Seiko reclaiming its premium heritage outside the Grand Seiko umbrella. The finishing quality rivals watches costing 3 times as much from Swiss brands. The proportions are perfect with vintage aesthetics that feel fresh and modern simultaneously. People who secured this watch at launch are already seeing 30 to 50% appreciation. The secondary market shows explosive demand with prices climbing monthly. The investment logic is undeniable. This is a limited production watch reviving a legendary name with exceptional execution. When you want the Seiko watch with the fastest value appreciation, the King Seiko SPB287 is the undisputed champion of 2025.